guys, and welcome to my first episode of the With Tiff podcast, hosted by me, Tiff. And I am so excited. If I sound so crisp right now, it's because I have a new mic. So, shout out to my boyfriend. It was one of my Christmas presents. He is so wonderful. And speaking of Christmas, I hope all of you guys had an amazing Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you had an amazing holiday. You had time to rest, be with loved ones, and just spend it real nice and good. So, I want to start off this episode with my weekly gratitude recap. And as many of you know, or probably don't know, I am currently a college student. I have about maybe 3 more semesters left until I graduate. And I just finished the semester. I finished the semester really strong. I should be on Dean's List, which was one of my goals. I took a gap year. I took 2 gap years actually before I decided to come back. And I actually wrote on my vision board. I do my vision boards on my birthday, which can be a whole episode in itself on why I create a vision board on my birthday. But I do. And on my vision board at the time, I wrote that I wanted to go back to school. And if I do go back to school, I wrote down these specifics. I wrote down what school I wanted to go to, which I got accepted to. I wrote down what program I want to get into, which I also got accepted to. And then as a little curveball, I said, I'm going to make Dean's List, which I also did. So that's amazing. And I'm just so happy and I am so grateful for that. And kind of motivated me to do this episode because I'm like, I checked off so many things from my vision board so far. My birthday's in May, so I've made my most recent one in May. And I'm trying this new technique, which has worked, which I'm going to share on this episode today. But moving on, another thing I'm grateful for was Christmas was this week, and I spent it with my family, my loved ones. It was so nice. It was so nice. And we had amazing food. So I'm Latina, and so for a lot of you guys who don't know, Christmas Eve for Latinos is basically what Thanksgiving is for like Americans. We have our big feast and we're all eating, we're showing our gratitude, and we're just in this loving energy, which is just amazing. I have a very small family here, so it was just me, my parents, and my sister, but it was so nice. I I knocked out super early because also something you don't know, we open our gifts at midnight. And usually we would open it on Christmas Day, but we're older now, so we're just like, no, let's just stay up until midnight. After that big ass meal, I'm completely knocked out. I was on the couch. It was like 10:30 p.m. and I was in dreamland. I was slumped. My poor sister had to be the entertainment of the night. This girl, she was doing it all. She was singing, she was dancing, she was entertaining. So props to her. um, but I did. But then I made it. I woke up at midnight, opened our presents, and it was great. I got this really cool Apple Watch from my boyfriend also, as well as a Blue Yeti microphone. Like, y'all, he is on a roll. He's amazing. I love him. Not because he gives me gifts, but he's just amazing and he listens and amazing. But I also what else did I get? I also got like this candle holder which is like kind of antique, but it was so gorgeous that my mother gave me and it fit perfectly into my room, the vibe of my room. My sister, what did she get me? Why am I blinking? Oh no, I feel so shitty now. Moving on. My dad gave me money and then my mom also gave me money and my sister gave me some cute new boots. There we go. Cute new boots that I asked for all the way in like November and she listened and remembered and she gave me. I got the cute what are they called? They're kind of UGG boots, but they're not by Uggs. They're like one of the like the family businesses owned by Uggs. It starts with a K, but it's so cute and comfortable. And I needed some boots because you guys, I only wear dogs. Dogs are my choice of footwear, and I need to retire that. I need to give them a rest. Like I need to retire them. And I live on the East Coast, so now that it's getting super cold outside, I am so happy to actually have, you know, actual winter boots. So, yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. So next, we have what's in the stars this week. I don't know. Okay, so I'm debating if I should call this segment What's in the Stars or What's Up. Kind of a play on words, kind of a pun with the moons and the stars. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. So today is Tuesday, December 27th when I'm recording this. It is a waxing crescent moon, which if a lot of you don't know, it is the perfect time to manifest and bring things into your life, and also a great time to just apply for jobs. So every time the moon is waxing, you're just allowing things in. You're like a magnet. It's the perfect time to start new ventures, to apply for new jobs, to interview for a job. You have a 90% chance of getting opposed to like if you apply for a job on a waning moon, because waning usually means you're letting go, you're breaking cycles or breaking habits. And waning moon usually is when the moon is getting smaller and getting closer to the new moon. So yes. Also, the waxing crescent is perfect as we approach this new year. Just ensure to rest while planning and making goals. Also, the moon moved out of Aquarius and into Pisces, so your intuition may be heightened, or you may be more sensitive to the needs of others. During this time, just make sure to open your hearts, give a helping hand to others, be there for others, but also be very, very cautious of energy vampires who will see this light and try to suck in your energy, which will probably leave you depleted and just super tired. And energy vampires, it is a whole different topic, which can be a whole different podcast episode. But yeah, just try to avoid energy vampires, and when you are helping others, just be cautious of them. And then the first quarter is on December 30th. And the first quarter is basically when the moon is seen half. And during a first quarter, you just get clear with yourself, what's get clear with yourself, what's standing in your way from achieving your goals, what's stopping you from getting your goals. And this is a time to make decisions and if you need to shift anything. So usually the new moon is when you set your intentions, your goals, your manifestation, whatever. And then the first quarter is usually a good time to see if any blockages came up, if any obstacles came up, if you got in your own way. This will be super evident during the first quarter, which is on December 30th. Did I say? Yes, December 30th. So, yeah. So the best way I like to explain it is when we're creating new habits or when we're trying new things, a lot of times our old programming, which comes from our subconscious mind, that a lot of times we aren't fully aware of it, gets in our own way. It stops us and it's like, wait, what are you doing? I don't like this. This is new. Why are we changing? Look, let's go back over here. So that's when a lot of our old limiting beliefs will come up or you'll get obstacles in the way. So when you see these things occur, this is a perfect time to just acknowledge it and be like, okay, this is a blockage or this is a limiting belief, and to jump over it. Because once you jump over it, you are closer to your goals and you are getting right on track to where you need to be, which is honestly super on brand for what we're going to be talking about today, which is creating a vision board that actually manifests. But before we get into that, the last thing I want to say is the affirmation of the week, which I got from the book The Power of Positive Thinking, which my mom gifted to me when I was a junior in high school, which was so long ago. I was a completely different person. And I remember she gifted it to me because I was going through like the worst slump of my life. It wasn't even a slump. I was in just the worst depressive state. It was just bad. I was so just negative, pessimistic, which is the complete opposite of who I am now, which is insane to think. Like every time I think back to my younger self, I feel like this big detachment because I don't relate to her anymore. I don't even remember anything anymore. I'm just like, why was I like that? When I feel like when I feel that way, it's a good point to get in touch with my inner child and just nurture that part of me because I never actually grew out. There's no detachment. That's all an illusion. I still am that girl, but she has grown. But I don't know. That's beside the point. That's way besides the point. But the affirmation of the week is I expect the best, and with the assistance of the universe or God or slash God, I will attain it. Every time we start something new, our minds are so quick to hit us with just all the bad or like just all the worst case scenarios that can happen. And it's like, why? Why do we always expect the worst things to happen? It's like, I'm gonna go here. Like, I don't know. It's like you want something and then your mind instantly goes into like this narrative of here are all the 20 things that can go wrong. And it's so quick to turn that narrative instead of focusing on all the things that can go right. And usually when like and what we focus on is usually where our energy flows and what we end up manifesting. So we need to all get into the habit of just expecting the best. Always expect the best. And some people use the negative mindset as a coping mechanism. I think that's a bit of stoicism as well. When you expect the bad or you expect the worst first, or like I know stoicism is more extreme. Stoicism is you just think about the most extreme bad thing that can happen. So when it doesn't happen, you can be like, okay, that didn't happen. Look how good life is. But for a lot of people, that doesn't work. For a lot of people, you're thinking the negative first out of some programming or out of your old programming. And you need to break out of that. Because why are you always expecting the worst in life? Let's start expecting the good and see how much that shifts. Like if you're the type of person who'll be like, oh, watch this happen and it's something bad, and then it does happen, and you're like, I proved myself right. Break out of that. Like imagine if you said all of that, but with the mindset and the intention of something good can happen, and all that energy you're giving into it is to nourish the mindset of okay, this good can happen. Imagine how much you can actually accomplish. So yeah, for this upcoming week, let's just focus on the best. Honestly, not even for this upcoming week. For just try it for like a good month. Every time you want to try something or do something new, always expect the best. It takes the same energy to expect the worst, so might as well just expect the best? Okay, and finally, now onto the episode of creating a vision board that will actually manifest. So I love vision boards. Vision boards, I started vision boarding. Is that the proper way to say it? Anyway, I started creating vision boards probably 4 years ago. Like, seriously, creating vision boards 4 years ago. And it has made a drastic change in my life, not to sound dramatic. And the thing about vision boards, at least the way I do it, it always ends up manifesting. But this is a twist. It always ends up manifesting, but never in that year I want it to manifest. So, for example, I had something on my vision board for like 2020 that didn't actually end up manifesting until 2021 or like 2021, literally a whole year later. So, a lot of things on my vision board eventually ends up manifesting, but not in the time frame that I wanted to. So, maybe that's just something I'm doing. Maybe it just wasn't aligned timing. Or honestly, my theory is that when you are manifesting, you know how they always say you have to let go. You can't constantly think about your manifestation or hold on to it too tight. And my problem is I have like this addictive personality where when I want something, that is all I can think about and it will be on my mind constantly. So I'm not letting go, which completely defeats manifestation, because when you're manifesting your dream life, the whole point is to act as if you already have it, to like show up as your, best version. My best version will already have this reality. So why would she constantly think about it? So I feel like because of that reason, a lot of times my manifestations get delayed. But have no fear, because at least they manifest eventually. And that's something I'm learning. But to all of my girlies out there who create vision boards and for some reason they don't manifest for you, I have broken it down step by step on how I've gotten things to manifest for me through a vision board over the years. A vision board should be fun. This should not feel like a chore. When you do it, you want to master up all of like the most best, greatest, happiest, fulfilled emotions you possibly can when you're making it. Because it's kind of like the way I see it when I make a vision board, it's like I'm tapping into my future. It's like I'm getting a sneak peek at what it is. When I pick out my photos, I'm not picking out a photo like, oh, I hope this manifests. In my brain, I'm thinking about it like, wow, this is what's in my future. I'm looking at it as if it's already happened and I'm getting like a little sneak peek. That just helps me. A lot of people call that being delusional, but honestly, being delusional won't get you far. um, if you guys seen that TikTok video from like months ago, you know what I'm talking about. But the first step on creating a vision board that actually manifests is do what works best for you. Think about what platform or in what format you want to do it. Are you tech savvy? Are you more of a digital girl? Like, are you always the person on Notion or Pinterest or like Canvas? Or are you more of like a drawer, pen and paper kind of gal? Whatever your cup of tea is. Or honestly, maybe you're both. But whatever your cup of tea is, make sure that is what you're doing. Like, if you cannot even fathom the idea of sitting down, going through magazines, cutting out papers and pasting them because that feels like a chore to you, don't do that kind of vision board. Like, open up Pinterest, get your pictures, and like go on Canvas and make them. Whatever your preferred method is, do it. And also, or maybe you do both. Basically what I do, I will create my vision board digitally. So I get my pictures off of Pinterest, and then I will go on Canvas, and then I will make them super cute. I'll make them into a collage, but then I print them out. So I have an actual physical copy of it. Because I do not have any artistic skill in me when it comes to like drawing or painting. So digital works best for me. And if that also works best for you, then do it. I know some people also don't like the idea of a collage, and their entire Pinterest board is their mood, like is their vision board. But when it comes to Pinterest, I don't know. Maybe I'm being biased, but for the sake of this episode, try moving some of your Pinterest boards onto an actual collage so you have them all in one place. So when you look at it, you're looking at it all at once instead of like having it scattered. Or I guess it just depends how you have your board. But also, if you are a, piece of paper, cutting out, like an arts and crafts girl, do your thing, do that. But whatever you choose, make sure it is a method that works best for you. And then the next super important step is your intention. Everything you do should have a very broad and specific intention attached to it. You're not just picking out a random picture and then pasting it because, oh, that looks pretty. You want to make sure that every picture on your vision board has an intention behind it. So let's say let's say you want to get on Dean's list. Why not? You want to be a good student for next semester. And you just randomly copy and paste a picture of your school. Maybe that doesn't spark anything within you, but maybe a picture of a girl like studying with her laptop open super aesthetically. Maybe that sparks something within you. Choose that image before just a random picture. Like, everything you do needs to have an intention behind it. Whatever your intention is, get hyper focused on it and make sure you are doing that thing. Okay, so the next point is your intention. A vision board means nothing without an intention. If you just have a bunch of pictures on a board with no intention, that is just arts and crafts. And there was a TikTok video that popped up on my For You page that said the same thing. If you do not have intention behind your vision board, it is just arts and crafts, and it will be nothing, and it'll basically not manifest. You're just basically cutting a bunch of pretty pictures and putting them on a board. If you want to actually have a successful vision board, you need to get clear with your intentions. Really sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I want to manifest? What is it that I want to bring into this new year? What are my goals? What do I really think I can manifest in this year? Even if you don't really think you can manifest it, even if there's just like a bit of hope in you that you think I can possibly do it, just add it. But make sure you have a clear intention. Maybe you have 5 different big goals. Make sure those intentions are clear when you are making your vision board. If you want to be fit for like this new upcoming year, get very, very intentional. Be like, this is why, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it, these are the steps I'm going to take. Just everything you do needs to have intention behind it. The next important one is emotions. On top of intentions, your vision board needs to spark emotions. If they're not sparking emotion when you're picking out your pictures, or when you're picking or when you're writing down your goals, they are not going to spark emotion. Like when you are 8 months deep into the year, you are slowly losing motivation. You need emotions behind everything you do. Let's say you have your goals already written. When you're picking out your pictures, they need to be photos or images that strike an emotion, that make your heart pound, that make yourself be like, yes, that is my future. That is exactly what I want. That is how it's going to happen. And that is what's going to manifest for me. These need to be images that strike so much emotion in you when you're doing them now, for when down the line, months later, they still strike up emotion. So even when you're setting your goals, make sure you have a strict intention make sure you have just a strict intention in what you want. Make sure your goals have strong emotions behind them, because these are the goals that are going to keep you moving, or you're going to keep you pushing throughout the year. And you want to make sure these goals are tied in with high emotions, because every time you look at it, you want to feel the emotions you got the first time. You want to feel inspired, motivated, like thriving, like, yes, I got this. That is my goal. I'm going to do it. And that's why it's important to have very strong emotions attached to everything you do, because as you know, everything, just manifestation, you're manifesting. The secret to it is emotions, because when you're happy or when you're experiencing emotions of happiness, no matter if you're living in the past or in the future, your mind doesn't know if it's present or not. So, which is why a lot of people tell you when you're visualizing, really focus on the emotion of how it's going to feel when you have it, because your mind doesn't know if it's in the future. It just knows, okay, I'm being happy with this thing, I have it now. And you just got to keep showing up like that. You got to keep showing up like that, because then that is a true secret, that is a true magic on how you manifest everything you want. It is all the emotions attached to it. Moving on. So this is a little step I started doing in my own vision boards. On a separate piece of paper with every goal, I would write like steps underneath them on what I wanted and how I would manifest it, and just how you're gonna reach your goal. Also, with my old point, I also like to write the emotions I will feel once I have this or when I get these things. So I'm going to share with you some of the things on my vision board and kind of the steps that I have with them. So the podcast is on my vision board this year. And basically what I wrote is, my goal is, I started my own wellness and manifestation podcast, which I have because you're listening to it right now. And then the goals I have is, I upload an episode once a week. I'm actively inspiring people and making a change in their life. I am confident in my voice. People care with what I have to say. I'm organized and on top of my uploads, and I help so many people. The emotions are, I feel free, happy, inspirational, aligned, and important. So that is just one example, and I basically do that for every single one of my goals I have on my vision board. I like to go super, super, super in detail and writing down exactly what I'm going to do, how it makes me feel, and then the emotions that are attached to it. And so every time I look at it on my vision board, I think back to this list and I try to conjure up those emotions that it arises in me. The next step is visibility. So when you make your vision board, or when you're completed with your vision board, you want to make sure it is visible for you and it is going to be everywhere where you can see it. So I like to get those images, and then I like to create a vision board that will fit my laptop screen, one that will fit my phone screen, the one that will fit my iPad, etc., etc. I also like to print mine. I used to like to print it out, and I would go on what was it? I think Photo Burner or something like that. And basically it's like $15, $20, and constantly remind yourself of your goals. Even if you don't actively think about it, let's say you start forgetting about it, like at some point you're gonna start forgetting that it's even there. And even though you're not paying attention to it, your like subconscious mind is always awake, and it is always moving and capturing things. So it is going straight into your subconscious mind. It is thinking about your goals. It is thinking about those emotions. It is thinking about all those things. And it will sort of start driving you to start achieving those goals. And yes. And then once you have all of that, you want to make sure you have faith and let's go. Like I said it above, the most important step to manifesting anything is letting go. Because once you have your thing, you are not going to be constantly thinking about you're not going to be constantly thinking about it. You're not going to be like, "Oh my god, when am I going to get this?" or "When is it going to show up in my life?" because the future you already has it. You need to show up as if you already have the thing you want to manifest. You need to show up as if it's already yours, and you need to be confident and just start living as you would. Let's say you wanted, I don't know. Let's say you wanted like your dream apartment. How would you show up? Right? You would feel more at peace, you would feel happy, you would feel aligned. In your everyday life, start showing up like that. Start showing up peaceful, aligned, doing your routines you say you will do once you have this dream apartment. Start doing everything you say you're gonna do there now. Because it's the same emotions are gonna follow you. It's the same emotions, the same things. But yes, just have faith and let go. Let go of it. Like these things are already yours. It's like I said earlier, it's as if you're looking into your future. That's how it should feel like. Instead of looking at your vision board as something you want to manifest, look at your vision board as something that is guaranteed in your future. Just think about it as if you got like a little crystal ball and you saw into your future and this is what they showed. That's how you should look at your vision board. Look at it as if, okay, these things are already guaranteed. That's how you should move about it, and that's how you should feel. And finally, your vision board is not going to do the work for you. It is simply there to aid you and motivate you. Okay, because a lot of people think all they have to do is like just slap some pictures on your board or just copy and paste, pictures, and it's gonna just magically manifest. No, your vision board is simply there to remind you of your goals and to keep you motivated and driven. It's there for when you forget about your goals to remind you, like, hey, don't forget about these things, what we really want. Because let's be real, life be lifing and life just happens. And sometimes we get so caught up in it, we forget about our bigger pictures and our bigger goals. So your vision board should be there as a reminder, as a way to aid you and just motivate you. So every time you look at it, you are motivated and you feel driven. And that is how you manifest everything. You just don't want to lose sight of your goals. Okay, I think that is all the pointers I have how to make a vision board that will actually manifest. Hopefully you guys found that insightful. Hopefully you took at least 1 or 2 points away that is new to you. If this helped you, feel free to rate the podcast or send it to a friend who needs it. Or honestly, show me your vision boards or send them to me on Instagram. It's at @withtiff_. I will love to see it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope this motivated you to go work on your vision board right now, because I am going to go finish mine. This was fun. I had so much fun. And yeah, stay tuned for next week. I will be right back. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have an amazing week, a happy new year, and I hope all of you guys reach all of your goals, because you guys are powerful and just amazing beings, and you can attract everything that you want because you are limitless and you are so powerful. Thank you guys so much for listening, and yeah, that was